Okay, last thing for today, and then you have some work time. Sandbox challenge. So let's take a look here. The Sandbox challenge number 2 can be done in PyCharm, Trinket, and Python Sandbox. Okay, so you can use any of those. It's totally fine. I am going to show you in both because I think it's helpful. Okay, so I'm calling this variable squares. And to do this, we're actually going to be using a module, an add-on for Python called a module called Turtle. I love Turtle. It's really fun. It's based on a very old, and by very old, I mean 1970s, computer language called Logo that was used to teach kids math. And Logo was originally developed using not a computer screen, but actually a programmable robotic turtle, like a turtle. No, it's way older than the Oregon Trail. Oregon Trail's like cutting edge technology compared to this. This was actually a programmable robotic turtle. That's where they get the name turtle, that drew lines on a giant sheet of paper on top of a table that you could program to do mathematical designs. So we have a turtle module here that we're going to use. Turtle is going to allow us to use numbers to draw pictures on the screen. And so I've got some code here. This block of code, import turtle, my turtle equals turtle, turtle, my turtle circle, etc., etc. This block of code you can copy and paste straight into PyCharm, or even I'm going to show you Python online how to do this, or what's the Python Sandbox is the other one I'm going to show you. So we're going to copy and paste that straight in. This code has some things in it that you're not going to understand. Just ignore the things you don't understand right now. You will understand them by the end of class, but I want you to focus on using Turtle. So these first 2 lines are just importing the Turtle module, setting up the environment. Ignore. The last 2 lines of this code, screen equals turtle.screen and screen exit on click, are just setting up the little window that pops up and setting it so that you click on it and the window disappears. The only line of code that you need to be concerned with here is myturtle.circle100. That is using a method of the turtle object to do something. What do you suppose we're doing with the turtle there? If it says myturtle.circle100, what do you think?
Putting him inside of a circle?
Close. We're going to travel in a circle. And how big do you suppose that circle is? 100 something, right? We don't know if it's 100 yards or 100 meters or 100 pixels, or it's just 100. We don't need to worry about 100 what. So I'm going to copy that code, and let's just do Python Sandbox first. Now, in Python Sandbox, one really important thing is that it shows up in its default mode. You have to change it to turtle mode in order for it to work with turtle graphics. So you go to modes and turtle mode. And you can tell it's turtle mode because it's all green and turtley. And also it gives you some sample code here. If you run that sample code, it'll show you the turtle, which it doesn't look like a turtle, but you can actually change it to look like a turtle if that gets you excited about turtle graphics. So I'm going to paste the code in here that I put. And honestly, on Python Sandbox, you don't even need these last 2 lines of code. They won't hurt anything if you leave them, but you don't need them because it's not popping up a new window because it already has a window here. I'll show you on the other what that means. But so I run that, and there's my circle. Now you'll see if I change the circle size, I change it from 100 to 10. It's a little tiny circle. I can change it to a very big circle at 500. Okay, it'll come back. Just imagine it's traveling around and it'll come right back here. There we go. That's a 500 something circle. So that is how we do this. Now I'm going to switch over to PyCharm to show you how it works, how it looks in PyCharm. Okay. So there are my same commands, and line 6 and 7 are useful in PyCharm because we're going to pop open a little window here for our turtle.
How did you get run to pop up?
Well, I can do this, right click, and then do that. That's the best way to do it. But since I've already run this script and the name of it's right here, I just click this little green arrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's the window. There's my turtle. And when I click on the window, it goes away and my program exits. So in the sandbox, once you've got the turtle to draw a circle, what it asks you to do is take this code and replace the my turtle circle with this instead. So I'm going to take that code, copy, and I'm going to paste it right here. Now, use your visual mind to think about what this is going to do. So it says go forward 70 and then turn right 90. That would be 90 degrees. And then go forward 70 and then turn right 90 and then go forward 70, turn right and go forward. What's the turtle doing?
Making a square.
There you go, sir. Yeah. So it's making a square where each side is equal to 70. Anybody have a spirograph when you were a kid? You know what I'm talking about? Those little things that you waste a lot of time and a lot of ink, like drawing cool designs. You can do some really cool stuff with the turtle if you figure out the right math. And you can do some spirograph-like things. We won't today because I'm going to save that for later so you have something to look forward to. Now, this is cool, but let's say I wanted to make the square like 200 instead of 70. Now I got to go back and change all of those to a different number. There's an easier way to do this. The easier way to do this is to make a variable, to make a container, and put a number in that container, put an integer in that container. Now, instead, for each side, I just put that number. It's kind of cool because now I know, because I named this, I know it's an integer and it's for the side. So now when I see it in the code, I know exactly what I'm doing here. And when I run that, there's my 200 square. But the nice thing about this is that I can, with only changing the code in one place, change all of those things at once. So it makes it variable for me, which is really convenient. If I had something other than a square, maybe I have a shape that has, 100 sides. Think of all the time that I'm saving by using the variable instead of using individual numbers that are hard-coded. I can also change this and if I do that, it actually allows me to draw a different shape. So now, instead of a square, it's going to draw a triangle because now I can change the angle from 90 to something else. So for the Sandbox assignment, that's what we're doing. And I'm asking you to go ahead and play around with the numbers and play around with variables and see what kind of other shapes you can do. And you can see here, some of your colleagues in the online class and in the other class have gone absolutely crazy with this stuff. That's actually somebody's turtle drawing. So we've got different types of things. Oh, that's cool. Somebody actually drew a turtle. Ironic. Okay, I like it. You can see here that people have learned how to change the color of the line, the thickness of the line. If you look really closely, they actually made the turtle into a turtle. A blue turtle, in fact. That's exciting. So you can scroll through and see these other designs that people in class have made, and you can look at their code and see how they did it. And the cool thing about that is that you can learn how to do new things as well. And this is exactly the point of the Sandbox is, number one, no pressure. Number two, play around and have fun. And number three, share what you learn with people. That's not copying, that's just sharing. Copying is more like, I don't want you to see this and it's for a test, but you're going to do it anyway. That's the kind of copying we don't want, right? But there are multiple pages now of, there's a little red turtle. Cute. So people are really having a lot of fun playing around with all the different shapes. Somebody made a bicycle, maybe. There's some really interesting things here, and you can get a good look at the giant size turtle here. So if you scroll up, like you can actually see some of the commands that they used to produce some of those effects and play around with them yourself. So lots and lots of different things going on, lots of fun. And that is Sandbox Challenge number 2.